Here we go in 3,
4, 5, 6. Welcome to This Week in Sports, where we have my cousin Joel again as a special guest. Say what up to the people, my cuh.
Hey, what up, what up?
We're going to be discussing Oilers, in case you didn't realize. We're also going to be discussing our fun that we had in Calgary this past weekend. And This Week in Sports. Doesn't really involve sports, but I don't care. Also, this upcoming weekend, we're going to have a little Wrestlemania viewing party. That's 2 days, right? WrestleMania is 2 days.
Yeah, back to back. Yeah.
So we're going to get into the details of that. And Joel knows his wrestling, as we mentioned on the previous podcast. MLB season starting up soon, and I got some really good stories for This Week in Sports history. But first things first, we got to talk our oil, and haven't we been on a bit of a tear? But it's not even that much of a tear. They've been close games, dude.
It's and like this is like fourth time going to OT.
It was almost OT. It was a 1-goal game against Phoenix.
4 games in a row. We would have went to OT.
No. We didn't go to OT against Phoenix last night or Arizona. It was a 5-4 game when it came down to the third period.
But I'm saying,
the previous ones, the previous 3 games went to OT. 2 of which actually went to.
You were there.
I was there for 2. The first game against Arizona, and the next game against San Jose, and those games were fucking epic to go to. But like you said, like you never know what Arizona's bringing to the table, man.
They show up.
They show up, bro.
And like no bull. Like if you have a kid, and you want to be a sports kid, like name him Connor Hellebuck, Connor McDavid, Connor fucking Ingram.
Connor Bedard,
Connor McGregor, just kidding.
Yeah.
But, like legit. Like,
all the badass motherfuckers are named Connor.
Yeah.
And the Arizona Coyotes, they've been on quite a tear recently, winning a bunch. They gave us our running for our money, not only in the game that I went to. I'm so glad we won that in overtime, and I had such a fun time at that game that I was like, I have to go to the next game. And the next game was against the San Jose Sharks.
Because the hype.
The hype is
like,
real.
Yo, that was fucking sick.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I have to.
It was so much fun. It was so much fun that first game.
And we came back to fucking make that happen.
Well, yeah, no, that was the thing. We it was a come from behind win, and we won it in OT. So like it was just so much. You know how it gets in there when you win on OT. Like win in OT, it's just it's different a feeling, a different vibe. It's a feeling like no other. And so ironically, the next game I go to, 2 games in a row, which is actually the first time I've ever done that. I think ever, because I've never had season seats, but I think that might have been the first time in my life I went to 2 Oilers games in a row, and back to back. And I went the 2 nights later to the game against San Jose, where we had to come from behind again, and Connor McDavid scored his 60th, which I got to witness.
You know what's if I can just say some shit too, like you, my cousin, you always seem to put yourself in these like sick circumstances. Like you went to Calgary when they fucking had the goalie fight. Smith.
Yeah, I've told that on this podcast like 20 times.
No, I would as well, but like you always seem to like get to like, you're a sports cat. You got me into fucking sports growing up, my friend and my cousin.
No friend. Or is it K? It's K.
It's blah.
It's blah.
It's blah. Straight up. But no, my dude, like you, like
I know
you always seem to fucking put yourself.
It's funny.
In circumstances that were like you catch the best games every time.
I know.
The inaugural season.
It's not even how it's supposed to go down. I don't like necessarily plan on it, but it's just the timing, and I think it's meant to be. And you're not the only K to tell me that.
Yeah.
My other cousin Amy, she said that too when I talked to her about like the games I went to, and like how often are you going to see a player, doesn't matter what era, doesn't matter who, score 60 goals?
Never.
Like that
in our lifetime.
Well, that's the first time the first time an Oiler scored 60 in our lifetime.
Yeah, Gretzky did it 5 times. Curry did it 3 times, I think.
And Messier did it, I think, once. Like, you might have to check.
Different type of fucking game back then.
And
the fact that the game it's a bigger, stronger, faster game, and McDavid just seems to fucking.
It doesn't matter to him. Doesn't matter to him.
It doesn't.
Yeah, he's the best on the ice, and his 60th. in case you live under a rock, was the OT winner against San Jose, the second game I went to in a row, and the place like exploded. It was freaking amazing, and it's something I'll never forget. Witnessing a 60th goal, like when Leon scored his 50th a few years back. That was huge. That was huge, right? Or whenever anyone scores 50, obviously it's a huge deal. When someone scores 60, I still can't believe I was in the building for that. It was such a crazy time.
What did you also say too? One time you're like, dude, it's February, 50 goals. It's February, like that's
I know, right? So it was a matter of time. I think that he scored 60, but I mean he's on pace for like 65, at least. He could. If he goes on a tear, you never know with Connor. You could score 70. I mean,
that one, I don't know what game it was, but he fucking got a goal by smoking up the back of the goalie's head.
Oh yes.
That was
he did one that was like on the goal line basically, and he hit the back of their head and went in, and then I think he realized that there's room there.
He tried it first and then redid it,
and then he redid it behind the net. He did it. Like, fuck your Michigan goals.
Yeah.
This guy will just shoot on the back of your head and get it in.
But I mean, that makes sense because that old school fucking like Gretzky used to do that. Go around the net, wrap it in.
Yeah, well, it's a little different now with McDavid.
Well, so many goaltenders, they hug that fucking one corner of the net.
Yeah.
Because they're scared.
And then they're also anticipating going across, so there's a little bit of room there.
Exactly.
Right, where Connor like stops and fucking puts it off your head. You don't even know what happened. And before you know it, the puck's behind you.
That's also like the way the game evolves. Is like they realize that like, oh, you drop down. Oh, sorry, here you go.
Well, it's funny because the NHL recognizes that, and they've been advertising that.
Ooh, really?
Where like they would compare old school video games where you could do shit back then that was never done in the NHL, but now it's getting done. Like I think it was NHL. What was it? 05, I think. You could flip it over the net and hit it out of the air.
And tap it in.
And tap it out of the air by a different player.
I remember that.
Yeah. And Trevor Zegras and his buddy on Anaheim did that last year. I still think it's one of the best goals I've ever scored in the history of the NHL.
I didn't see that. No shit. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was incredible, man. Yeah. Zegras is behind the net. Or is Zegras that scored? Either way, one of the guys flips it over. He's behind the net. He flips it over the net just a little bit. Goes over the net, but he hits it out of the air and scores. Just unbelievable. And that in my lifetime, that rivals Ovechkin's goal when he was on his back.
On his back?
And then
behind his fucking head?
Yeah, while he was like on the ice on his back. He's like going away from the net and he turns with his stick and it goes in.
But he knew.
Yeah, he knew. Yeah, it was completely intentional.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And it's that one, and then like Connor splitting up 4 New York Rangers a couple years ago, like the whole team, and then the goalie. Yeah. Those are some of the best goals that I can think of off the top of my mind, and it just keeps happening more and more often in the NHL. And I mean, it's gonna keep getting better and better because these kids see that it's possible. So they practice these things.
Like Bedard almost.
Yeah. I'm sure Bedard's going to score some amazing goals.
It's like 174 points in like 60 games or something. Fucking, I don't know the exact facts. Don't you know?
Yeah, but he's that's a junior, but he's one of those talents. I mean, he's not going to be as good as Connor McDavid, but he's going to be able. I'm sure he practiced some of these crazy goals, like the Michigan goal where you put it on your stick and. Bro, put it around with that, which I can actually do at the rink. Thank you very much.
I've seen it at the ODR. I was like, no fucking way, man.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
these guys, these kids practice it now. Mm-hmm. They practice that shit. So it's going to be more and more prevalent, crazy goals like that. And it's going to be interesting to see in the next 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 years how coaches, but how coaches adjust because coaches always put a shutdown to that shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of these things you can't defend. Like if you flip it from over the net and gets hit out of the air, I mean, that's. I don't know if that'll ever happen again, though.
No kidding. No, absolutely. Do you remember, like, back in the day, like, NHL 99? There was, like, this weird.
I think every well, I'll explain. It was a one-timer all the time?
It was a one-timer all the fucking time.
Yeah, well, like, Ovi played that back in the day, and that's where his spot is.
You know what's trippy? Is I saw last game Washington played. He tried 3 times to fucking beat the goaltender in that same position. He always fucking gets all his goals in. Didn't get it the third time, and he moved like 3 feet over and got it fucking top shelf.
It, it happens, and it's gonna happen more, and
Do you think,
shit's gonna get
do you
crazy.
Think, do you think he'll beat the great one? The great eight will beat the great one?
In goals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said it on the podcast before. He will.
Yeah.
He just. I mean, he's like 36 now or something. He's got to have like 4 solid years or 3 sensational more years.
Yeah.
And
Like
well, because
30
he has
goal
eight fucking. Oh, I wish I knew it off the top of my head. It's 8. I think it's under 810, but he's like 80 goals away.
That's fucking crazy.
He's
So
80.
what-
He's 80 some goals away.
So what, that's at least two seasons.
That's
of
2
being
seasons of
popular.
40.
Yeah. 3 seasons 20 or whatever. Yeah.
Or 3 seasons of like 25, 30.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's an inevitability, to be honest.
Absolutely.
God forbid something bad happens.
God.
Yeah, but I won't say that on here. As Caleb knocks on the wood. But yeah, back to the oil real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
They had a game on the weekend where they played Vegas. We play Vegas tonight as well.
Again.
And yes. We're playing all these teams. Like we play 2 more against LA. We play 2 more against the Ducks. We play against the Sharks again. I think twice against the Sharks. We play these teams twice again.
Do you, I remember, I feel like back in the day, like, I don't know, like, do you feel like they, at the end of the season, they do that on purpose? Scheduling?
Of course, 100% they do.
It's divisional.
100%.
It's divisional shit,
It's
right?
divisional shit,
Yeah,
and they think like, well, it's inevitable that some of these teams that you're facing are going to be in it.
Mhm.
Obviously, not all of them are going to be in it, but they're in the division, and it's a divisional playoff nowadays. So they obviously want that at the end of the season. I love it
Oh,
because
the
it's
best
more
hockey.
it's a more of a playoff
It's
feel
the
because you're
best
because you're
hockey.
facing the same team in a short period of time,
Mhm.
like you do in the playoffs.
And you get to know them. It's
Yeah.
like, it almost
It prepares you, man.
it paves the way for playoff hockey.
That's right.
You know,
That's
it
right.
sets the tone.
It
Yeah.
does,
Yeah.
and it just prepares all the players and all the coaches to make changes if they need to
Adapt
and
or
adapt to
whatever.
what they were doing.
Mm.
And so like we played Vegas over the weekend there that we were in Calgary. We'll get to our little Calgary shenanigans in a sec, but we played Vegas and we lost in that game. I didn't watch that entire game.
I didn't either. Was it? Do you know? Was
We
it
played
close?
pretty decent. It was a close
Mm.
game. It was another 1-goal game. We went to overtime. We lost in overtime.
Yeah.
And then we came back and we played last night against Arizona. And fucking like you said earlier,
They show up.
Arizona shows up, and it was
Show
way
up.
harder than it should have been. And it was.
Fair.
Did you watch the game last night?
I didn't.
Okay, so it was-
I saw when we got the 5-4 and won it. but
Okay,
I
so-
I didn't see the whole game.
It was in Mullet Arena, which only has a capacity of less than 5,000 people.
Can I also say, because you like, did you notice the camera?
Camera was different because
That was different.
because it's a
It
college
was, like,
it's a college
budget
stadium.
almost. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a college stadium, bro. They moved from their NHL stadium that was it wasn't getting filled ever,
Poor Phoenix.
and then they got moved to a college stadium instead of being moved out of to a different
Is it like-
city completely.
Glendale, wasn't it?
It was in Glendale
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
but I like it was funny. Like these Canadian teams in the past have lost their teams to New York market or to the United States markets, and then there's a team in Arizona that is playing in a
The
college.
Thrashers?
No, yeah, no. There's a team in Arizona that's playing in a college arena now, and there's a possibility that they'll play in that arena for 4 years. So less than 5,000 people capacity.
Oof.
Yeah. So the media kept making a big deal about like, it's probably pretty cool for the fans to see Connor McDavid that up close and personal
Of
like that.
course. Anybody.
And
Absolutely.
but I mean, it's just the fact that you have such a small stadium. It's crazy that a professional sports league has a team that's playing in such a small barn. But I mean, it is quite unique. The thing about last night's game, because I watched it all, there was probably half the crowd at least were Oilers fans,
No shit.
And there's a lot of, even before in their old arena, there was a lot of Oilers fans because me personally, I know people that like go down, like they go down to Arizona every winter to play golf. It's huge down there. And I mean, and they're also dedicated hockey fans.
Snowbirds.
And it's actually cheap to live in Arizona if you're rich enough to have like another house. A lot of these people get houses in Arizona because the weather's nice. It could be like your winter house, and yeah, because of that, there's always a big turnout for Oilers fans at these Coyotes games. Are we a little wobbly? We good? Okay. So yeah, we won that last night 5-4. It was harder than it should have been.
Yeah.
Give the Coyotes credit because they came out hard.
They do. Connor Ingram.
Make sure you're talking to them.
Connor Ingram.
And don't wipe your greasy nose with the tip of it. Don't do it.
I won't.
Dude, I see a little. Oh no, that's your nose ring. I'm sorry, dude. I thought that was a drop of the fucking snot the whole time. Yeah, like
dude,
this whole time I looked over.
You're like trying to pull a napkin, like dog, like pull up your
Because just the angle, I know you got it. Just the angle and the way the sun was shining on it. I was like, this guy ever gonna let just wipe his nose? Like, don't wipe it with the mic, man. Don't wipe it with the mic. Okay, so so we won last night. Tough battle. We played probably the biggest game of the year tonight against Vegas.
Yeah, and like you said, like playoff fucking bout.
Oh no, this is gonna be. We might have to go through Vegas. It's gonna be either Vegas or Colorado, who we're gonna have to go. Probably both to make it to the final. So this is gonna be a fucking huge test and a huge preview for the playoffs.
It's like pregame.
So this is gonna be a fucking huge game to watch. You should stick around for it. Fuck that other shit. Fuck that other shit. Watch the game.
Hey,
you know
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, my God.
And the reason why I missed some of the previous game against Vegas this weekend was because we were in Calgary, and Joel had a show, second of which in a row that I went to. This is a little bit off sports topic, but we don't always talk sports here. If you listen, you know I talk about whatever the fuck I want. And tell the people a little about plug your band and tell a little about what you do.
So I went to Calgary last weekend, and it was called the Electric Highway Music Festival, and the camaraderie, they put us up in a hotel.
I know, dude. It was a rock star shit.
And I love you too for that too. Like, cause when you came in, like, I have so many questions. Like, how is this going down? I was like, they put us up, room board. Also, like, you saw the last show, and saw this one in Calgary.
Yeah.
And you're like, that show in Edmonton was fucking sick, but the one in Calgary, dude, like you told me it was like refined. Everything was fucking like.
Well, it has to be, man. You got to be better.
Absolutely.
Or what the fuck are you trying to do? What are you doing if you're not getting better?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You refine your craft. Like.
So what's your band name?
Tabby and the Heavy. Big plug. Tabby and the Heavy.
For sure.
YYC Brown Bank.
The studio audience is just piling in here.
Yeah, they're all the listeners. Yeah. Tabby and the Heavy. Hey. Edmonton. Big shout out. But yeah, no, it was sick because like I was fucking nervous going. It's like, going to play the show, and you showed up, and I was playing halfway through my set, and I was like, and you're like, love you, cuh.
Did you know? Did you see me there before?
No, I didn't see you.
Oh, okay.
You showed up to
because I didn't want to go up front and like make me a thing. I wanted to kind of just chill in the back.
Yeah. But like you definitely
like calm you down a little bit with that fucking shout out.
Absolutely, my bro.
Yeah, I know you killed it, dude, and I was really impressed. And then we got to talking afterwards after you guys were done your set, and I met your bandmates for the first time, and they're all cool as fuck.
Oh yeah,
they're so cool. And I was making jokes with your with one of your bandmates there about it's been a while for him, and I was like,
spell.
It's been a dry spell. I'm like, dude, you want me to go? I'll go holler at these chicks right now. Are you kidding me? I'll go do it right now. He's like, no, it's all good. It's all good. No, but you guys were cool. We had some fun out there.
We did.
And to my understanding, you met some people afterwards.
I did, yeah. Some cats from like London, and like they were like, trying to look for some like a music show, and didn't
No, actually, like London, UK.
London. Yeah,
Yeah,
like proper mate,
yeah,
like
proper,
proper. Yeah,
proper
yeah,
moist.
yeah, prop. Yes, absolutely. And like they um I kind of know Calgary a little bit. Like I know my, you know, my vicinity, if you will. And they're like, "Do you know of any place that we can go to right now?" I was like, "Yeah, go to Vern's. Vern's is open. It's a good spot." They went there. They came out. They're like, "It's fucking dead."
Uh,
And I was like, "I just played a fest. Do you want to come back to it?" And
yeah.
like, "Yeah." I was like, "What time is it?" It's
Oh,
like,
you
"Okay,
didn't
cool."
actually meet him at the show.
No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
They came back to, but as I went to go meet them, like we ended up meeting more and more people and conversing and whatnot. But
All in all, it turned out to be a good night.
absolutely.
Yeah, I initially,
Especially 'cause you said,
yeah, no, I'm glad I was able to witness that because that kind of was the highlight of my weekend going down to Calgary.
Mm.
I played some poker, and that went all right. Some other shit happened, and but the highlight of it was watching you perform and watching you kill it. And when's your next show? Plug that shit.
Next
You got one
show,
on the docket?
yeah. So April 6th, the Aviary. We're playing with Dual Nature, Weak Materials, Aviary. It's on the north side. We have a fucking projectionist that like does like oil based fucking projection shit, and
That's a thing. What the heck?
yeah. So like he has like a projector with a glass like little like bowl, and he puts like different. Anyway, I can't even explain it. It's a whole other fucking thing. But April 6th, Aviary.
AV. How do you spell that?
Avary.
It sounds like you don't even know how to spell it.
Can I put it in a sentence?
No, fuck you. You already fucked it up. You don't get the little ding. Next, okay, no. Check out his band. They're killer. It was a lot of fun. And if I'm in town, man, if I'm around,
Absolutely.
best believe I'll be there. Next topic on the docket, we got WrestleMania. What is it? What WrestleMania is it? They don't advertise the numbers anymore. I
They don't
noticed.
anymore. It
Yeah.
used to be like they used to be so hard about it. It was
Yeah.
like, it's WrestleMania 20 double X. You know.
Fucking guy.
Sorry.
Better get this guy to stand over here so it doesn't move.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But no, WrestleMania like that. You're absolutely right. They used to.
Yeah, I think if I had to
like
guess,
30
it's probably like
It's like 37.
it's because it can't be
38.
40 because I know they'll probably go back to advertising the numbers when it goes to 40.
That's probably why they're not advertising.
But it's probably like
numbers.
30,
Yeah.
like you say, 37. They call it WrestleMania Goes to Hollywood this year. It's going to be at SoFi Stadium where the Super Bowl was in 2022 or 2022. And
100,000 people.
oh, it's huge, bro. It's a fucking spaceship that landed on Earth.
Do you think The Rock's gonna come back?
Because they're advertising going to Hollywood.
Goes to
I
Hollywood.
think there's a chance he's going to come back. If it were up to me, I would. And when I was Vince McMahon, even though is Vince still part of this fucking thing?
So no, he's not actually. It's so Vince is trying to sell the company because
I thought he gave it up to Triple H.
Okay, so Triple H is the new like curator of how shit operates. So it used to be Vince McMahon sitting behind the scenes with the headset in, and now it's Triple H doing so. But Vince got some got called out for some shit, so he stepped out of the company to go through the shit, and then
Was he touching? Was he
He
touching? Feeling up Sable?
Yes,
Sable was hot,
What a
man.
babe, no for real.
China.
No.
Oh,
Mae Young.
Mae Young.
Mae Young,
He was
dude.
just giving it to Mae Young.
She got slammed through so many times. You know what's so
Dude,
funny?
I seen a highlight reel of like the
The
Dudley
Dudley
boys,
Boys.
fucking up this 90-year-old lady. Oh my god.
It's funny too because like they don't properly give like the full like power bomb. Devon has to help him get her up there 'cause she's so old, and they just slam her through fucking like spine. Like, holy, the 80-year-old woman. Like,
Holy shit! I wish Mae Young was in the WWE video games. I'd be playing with her in a Hell in a Cell like all the time.
off the top.
Which one? Like like way back in the day?
No
Oh,
Mercy?
maybe.
It might have been. Yeah.
I don't know. Might have been Mae Young.
It might have been.
Went back when she was like 70.
Yeah. She's 140 now.
Yeah.
Is
WrestleMania
it?
39. My
So
dog.
You're right. You called it. They're probably gonna fucking because they
Next
said,
year they'll do WrestleMania 40 because it won't be somewhere crazy,
No.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it will obviously be something crazy, but not SoFi Stadium.
No. Absolutely. Where the fuck would they do it then? Here.
Commonwealth Stadium.
Chris Benoit.
He's back.
It was the longest story arc ever.
Probably not. Oh, I wish. This is why we need more mics, man. That was a killer joke. Pardon the pun.
That was top rope fucking headbutt right into the fucking
But I'm not trying to get canceled, dude. Okay?
No,
Just
hey,
kidding. No, I would put that on all day. That's such a good fucking joke, bro. Chris Benoit jokes are always in good taste.
Absolutely. He's a fucking good technical fucking wrestler. Are you kidding me? One of the best. Like,
And his family knew it.
and his family knew it.
Dude, this is fucking unfair. My brother doesn't have a mic right now. So, anyways, so back to the question of if I think The Rock's gonna be back. I'm betting on it. I'm gonna be fucking watching. I knew Stone Cold. Okay, here's the thing why I think maybe they will do it, because they advertised that Stone Cold was coming back last WrestleMania.
Yeah, they did.
And it probably sold the shit out of it, right?
Of course, man.
This time they're not selling that The Rock may be back because they might want to use it as a surprise,
Yes.
which makes me wonder if they do use it as a surprise,
Mhm.
maybe he just comes back for the one day, because Stone Cold was part of the 2 days
Yeah.
last year,
Mhm.
and I just ordered the first day, and that
Did
was
you?
fucking awesome.
So it's happening then.
Well, I don't know, not because I ordered one day last
No,
year.
watch the watch party.
Yeah, well, yeah. Speaking of which, like, I was gonna ask you. I'm not gonna order both days here because it's what $80 or something.
It's fucking unprecedented. Yeah. You said that earlier too. Like, watch the first day here, go out somewhere,
No.
like-
Well, I was thinking maybe watch the first day somewhere else,
and then watch the second day.
because the second day here it's Sunday. It'll be more bumping to go out somewhere on Saturday,
True.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so maybe go out somewhere Saturday. Where would be a place to go? Oh, actually, you don't. Yeah, whatever. Hype it up.
Buckingham.
Keep track of where you're fucking.
Buckingham usually does the Royal Rumble.
Is that place still there?
It's still there. It's always there. It's still there. But
Dude, I haven't been to White in so fucking long.
man, Buckingham, they do the Royal Rumble, and like, honestly, like, I went a year ago, not the last Rumble, the Rumble before. Fucking everyone was fucking in it.
Yeah.
3, 2.
Well, I remember I
one.
met you there for an event. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been the Rumble.
Mhm.
But the one thing I remember, being the fucking connoisseur I am of sports, is they had pretty shitty TVs that they were playing it on.
Yeah, it was. It's pretty. It's like
And
game
unless they've upgraded it, I know that there are some other places, kind of, sort of. I'm not 100% sure, but I think, considering it's WrestleMania, I think some of these places will be showing it.
Beercade.
Beercade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beercade.
Did they have cover though?
Always.
Fucking fuck you and your
Right?
cover.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
I concur, man. But AEW coming in July,
Yes.
dude.
We gotta go to that.
Do you know what's trippy? Is like, okay, so like they just played in Winnipeg. Chris Jericho's from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
You should have heard that fucking. That was a pop
What do you mean?
when Chris Jericho came out for AEW.
Yeah.
Winnipeg lost it. They've been waiting. They've been waiting. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
the,
guess
the
so.
pop, because like, I love fucking WWE.
Did they do where the Jets play?
Yes, that's where it was. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember like a couple years ago, AEW wasn't doing. They were doing like theaters and shit,
yeah,
just small
like
venues,
small fucking sports,
small venues.
legions and shit.
Yeah, exactly. And
yeah.
now they're doing the arenas now, which I have mad respect for. It's like fucking
Absolutely,
right.
and they're
Wrestling fans will come out.
and they're doing 2 days here and both televised or both.
Wait, they're doing 2 days here?
They're doing because they have Rampage and they have Dark.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, or
'Cause,
Dynamite.
are you sure? Are you sure? Because I only seen one date advertised when I seen it.
So either way, it's they're televising it.
Yeah, so it can be a televised event.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
which
if you're selling that many tickets, you might as well televise it, right?
Absolutely. But like WWE, it's like a soap opera. AEW, it's all wrestling.
It's more about the technicalities of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But yeah, so we got definitely have to check out that when AEW comes through. But just back to WrestleMania real quick. I'm telling you to talk into the mic. This is why we need the stand. Next time we're setting the stands up. And we are going to we're gonna go out for watch WrestleMania on Saturday. Probably order it here on Sunday. What time does it start? Do you know what time it starts?
It starts super early. The
It's like all day
kickoff
thing?
show. Yeah, it's a whole fucking endeavor. Yeah, and like it.
You think Zeb would like it, Caleb? WrestleMania? He kind of liked it. He come in and he's like, "What is this? Is this boxing?" I'm like, "No, man, this is wrestling." He's like, "What's wrestling?" I'm like, "Remember the Rock Bottom?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's wrestling." Yeah, it's entertaining.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and WrestleMania is like the biggest spectacle
It
ever,
is.
right?
Like, honestly, if you're not a wrestling fan, you don't pay attention to it. If you think it's fucking fake, whatever. Like the WrestleMania is fucking.
Well, yeah, even just I used to be watch wrestling every fucking week, and in the last number of years I haven't, but I watched WrestleMania last year. I pay attention to the WrestleManias. I always watch that shit on YouTube when they show the old matches on WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is just it's huge. It's fucking massive.
Yeah. So like Edge came back 2 Rumbles ago. 2 Royal Rumbles ago, Edge came back.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's
I
like
remember he was
2-1.
doing like interviews about
You
it and
think
shit.
you know me?
Yeah.
I heard that. I literally almost fucking cried. Not gonna fucking lie. I was like, no way.
What a bitch.
9 years in the fucking making. Broke neck surgery. Came back. He's
Old man Edge too.
old man Edge.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? He came out of that Rumble. He's like, I could just see it in his eyes, just like tearing up. He's like, oh, I fucking missed this.
Yeah.
So, I don't know technically what's gonna happen, but I know for sure it's confirmed that Finn Balor versus Edge, Hell in a Cell.
So yeah, that's crazy. Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. I love that shit.
That's sick. They haven't done that in a minute, for real.
So is there going to be a Hell in a Cell both days or just the first day?
I think probably the first day, because they have the whole fucking.
Because that might change things. They might
have the cage sitting in the whole but
they're gonna have the cage up there the whole time.
that's you have
So
to.
they got.
So
they're not advertising 2 Hell in a Cell matches.
No, just the one.
So maybe this day 2 is going to be the surprise. So day 1's the Hell in a Cell for sure.
Yep.
Okay, so here's my prediction here. It's on record. Day 2 is going to be the night of surprises.
Like the Rock, potentially.
Can I fucking talk? Motherfucker, spoiling my surprises here. Fucking guy. One of the surprises.
If you
Yeah, it's going to be The Rock, but that's going to be the second of the 2 surprises. Actually, no. Let's combine all surprises here. The Rock is going to compete in a Hell in a Cell match. Just kidding.
throws fucking.
No, I think The Rock is probably going to open up day 2, and then there's going to be a surprise Hell in a Cell match for day 2, because Stone Cold Steve Austin was a surprise for day 2 last year.
Yeah.
And
beat Kevin Owens.
And you have to justify all these people going,
Mhm.
and you have to make it worth them going there and
Yeah.
buying it, and it has to be compelling. So I think if there's already a Hell in a Cell match advertised for day 1, they're not going to take down that cage.
No,
It's just not.
gonna
It's not
sit
really
up there.
feasible. It's just going to
Exactly.
sit there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to sit there. So why are you just going to let it sit up there if you're not going to use it
for the whole match
and just tease everyone that's
Yeah.
standing there, right?
exactly.
All the 100,000 people that are there. Fuck that.
Yeah.
So, so I think that the day 2 is going to be the day of surprises. So maybe that's why. Maybe we should watch it. I don't know. What do you think would be better?
I see. I don't know, but like one thing I do know a little bit speculation that I've heard is, so Finn Balor, is in this group called the Judgment Day, and Edge started the Judgment Day, and they fucked Edge over, and Hell in a Cell, Finn Balor and Edge, and I think Finn Balor, he has a second like ego or persona called the Demon.
The Demon.
And he So what I heard is they're bringing back Christian Cage from AEW.
Where'd you hear that from? I didn't ask you that when you brought that up earlier. Where'd you hear that from?
So I know some sources. Maybe they're credible, maybe they're not. But it's all speculation. But like that's how they.
So the internet.
That's how they hype the shit up, though. You know what I mean? They say they're gonna fucking bring Gangrel and fucking Christian Cage back to do the Blood Brood. So if fucking Finn Balor comes back as the demon, they want Edge to be also equally as demonish. Is what I've fucking read.
I could see the theory. What I have logistical questions though. Like, is Christian? When's the last time you watched AEW?
Fuck. I don't really. Well, I mean, I follow with it. I don't not as much as WWE, but Christian Cage when he first came back, AEW, he was fucking undefeated for like 2 years. AEW. They made Christian Cage.
Do you know when the last
the
time?
main
Do
star.
you know? Do you know when the last time Christian fought in AEW was?
I don't.
Okay. Well, fuck your sources. Take that with a grain of salt. Either way.
Incredible.
no. Either way,
Yeah.
you know you're wrestling,
Mm.
and either way, WrestleMania is gonna be fucking dope. Hopefully, we can have you on again next weekend and just do like a recap of WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be fucking sick because one of the 2 days, I don't know which one, Saturday or Sunday, we're gonna have it here. Maybe Sunday because this shit's gonna be a shit show of a weekend for me.
Yeah.
I got plans on Friday. I got plans WrestleMania. We'll go out for watch WrestleMania on Saturday to one of these places, and then I'll order it here, and we'll watch the second day of WrestleMania here, and hopefully get surprised and hopefully.
At least some like they play on nostalgia so well. Like at least
They
bring
do.
back Stone Cold Rock.
They already did Stone Cold. They don't have to do that again.
Yeah.
They won't
But
do
if
that again.
it goes to Hollywood, Batista, Rock, Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Oh, a match
John
between
Cena.
Batista and The Rock, or a triple threat match
That's
with
what they
Cena,
do.
Rock, and yeah, that'd be fucking nuts, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get to this week in sports history and wrap this one up, the Blue Jays. I mean, they're getting closer and closer to the season. Alek Manoah announced as the first day
Really?
opening day starter. The kid.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's going to be
Sick.
starting the season,
I
and
saw the spring training. Yeah. Sick.
and I think that's the right move by the Blue Jays because he's this is his first team that he's played in the bigs with, so it's something that he's never going to forget, obviously, and it goes a long way for his confidence that we have our confidence in him to give him the ace job off the top, right?
Get it, my boy. Yeah.
So hopefully he
Okay.
doesn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Don't pull a Jack Campbell. Just kidding.
hey, Campbell was good last night.
He was. He did show up. Absolutely.
But opening day, I believe, is March 30th. No.
It is 30th.
March 30th?
Yep.
You're fucking kidding me.
It is. My sources
Your sources tell you that?
is the 30th. Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. That's in 2 days. I'm supposed to be a fucking baseball fan. Holy
You are a
shit.
big baseball fan, my dude.
I'm just-
You got me into baseball.
It's an afternoon game. I'm going to be working. I'm going to miss it. Yeah, I'm going to miss that game.
Opening day.
Opening day. But it's not opening day in Toronto. We face St. Louis for 3. We go to KC, face them for 4. And then we go to Los Angeles to face the Angels. Our first game at home is April 11th, a Tuesday, against the Tigers.
Shit.
So
It's opening day. That's like opening season.
that's
We
it.
don't play to like home field.
Yeah, so for a couple weeks after,
Mhm.
or about 10, 12 days after,
Mhm.
and I think I talked about this on one of the other episodes, but I think the biggest reason why they did that schedule wise is they're still renovating. They're finishing the renovations in Rogers Center down in Toronto. They pimped out the whole place this
You
year.
were saying,
They gutted up. They
yeah.
gutted a bunch of it out,
Mhm.
and they got like the elevated bullpens. The walls, the dimensions are different. There's a lot more different amenities, and they're kind of modern. It wasn't like it was like an old stadium, but they're trying to instead of like building a new stadium for them,
Yeah.
they're just renovating this one again.
Are you familiar? Do you know any like how it works? Like dimensions to your ballpark? Like how it works? As long as you're within a certain.
It could be. I'm sure there's limits to how short a field or how short a porch could be,
Yeah.
and how deep a
Mhm.
center field could be. But it differs, and that's one of the cool things about baseball. Is
Or
every field is different.
you can be Boston and have a fucking green wall.
Yeah, a huge green wall, and then center field goes down up to 420 feet.
So that's
Deep
what I'm
center
saying.
field.
It's like I think it's
And then in the right field, it's 298 feet to the pole.
Do you think new stadium, new dimensions? Do you think that might fuck up players to like have to adapt to like play to how far a fucking park goes?
Yeah, but I mean, it changes every game,
Mhm.
and I mean, there's only so many plays during a series that you're going to be running towards a wall, trying to make a catch.
Fair, that
This keeps
happens.
slipping in your hand, bro.
Oh no,
That's his fault.
that's my fault.
Whatever. He was just asking about the dimensions of a park, and I think there's only so many times that a player actually has to go chase a ball to the wall, right,
That far.
and have a chance to catch it. You know,
Mhm.
so it's not like it's like crazy prevalent.
Mhm.
I mean, it is obviously can become an issue, but I mean, what do you do? I mean, it's every park's different, so you got to get used to it. In other news, quick. Yeah, Manoa named opening day starter. McDavid hit 60. Quick other news. We already talked about that. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson, NFL news, kind of big news because Lamar Jackson, one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL, he requested a trade from the Baltimore Ravens. That's pretty fucked up. And apparently he requested that trade on March 2nd. These motherfuckers that request these trades, it's like, what are you doing? Like, you don't want to be there, fucking Pugliarvi style. Hopefully the Ravens are able to obtain and
Is it
keep Lamar Jackson. Before we get into the other question,
Yeah. How the fuck does that NFL salary cap work? As
oh,
opposed
it's fucking high,
yeah,
super
yeah.
super
Like
high.
MLB, it's like
No, MLB there's no salary cap. In NFL, there's the salary cap. It's super high.
Mhm.
In the NBA, there's also a salary cap. It's really high, but you can pay these luxury taxes if you go over it.
Mhm.
But you can't play in the NHL. You can't go over it. Period.
Fuck.
Um, some other quick stories here. Well, this came across the board today. An all-star Andrew Jimenez for the Guardians, 7-year extension, over $100 million. Guardians, they're keeping they're trying to keep pace, signing the players as all these teams are. Raptors. I mean, I haven't talked about Raptors in a minute because we were with the bunch for a little bit. We were kind of close-ish, but as it stands right
Are
now,
we still kind of? I thought we are kind of in it.
we are
a
still
little
we
bit.
are
Yeah.
we're in it for a play-in spot
Mhm.
because the way it does it in
The format.
in the
Yeah.
in the NBA is the top 6 teams make it,
Mhm.
and then 7 through 10 have a play-in tournament,
Mm.
and yeah, the season's coming to an end. We're in it right now, but we're just like a 500 team. We're 37-38. We're 5-5 in our last 10, and we're facing Miami tonight. So if we do end up making that play-in round, hopefully we can actually put something together. But it hasn't been
Absolutely.
like that much of a consistent season. I mean, you're a 500 team, you know,
Mhm.
like you're not terrible, but you're not not good.
You're on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cusp. Yeah. Absolutely.
Just this story. We don't have to get into it too much, but I don't like talking shit like this because it fucking sucks for the game of hockey. But players from Canada's 2018 World Junior team will not be allowed to play for the national team until an investigation of an alleged group sexual assault is completed. We've all
Damn.
heard that news that there's been that type of
the Blackhawks back in the day.
behavior. I don't know about the Blackhawks back in the day, but that is a
Taves and
reality.
Kane got some shit,
You think so?
but it never went anywhere. It was yeah. But I mean, I don't
Fucked
know.
up.
It is absolutely.
I don't know about that. I'm reading facts here. Don't get it twisted.
That might not be facts.
Yeah. Leafs clinch playoff spot. We don't care about that. What we do care about is Joe Biden jokes about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Speaking to Parliament on Friday, U.S. President Joe Biden says he likes Canada's hockey teams except for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Shout out to Joe
Why
Biden.
they always such a butt end of the joke, man?
Because it's their fan base, bro. It's their fan base. They're delusional.
They haven't won a cup since 1862, man.
Okay, so what are we at, Caleb, here? Because I got some good ones for this week in sports history. Okay, gotta be quick. Shit. Okay, so this week in sports history, or this week in sports, I went to 2 games.
Bangers.
Bangers.
Mm.
Last year, I went to the 6th game of the season, and it was a cheap game because apparently I spent more for 2 beers than I did for the ticket. 5 years ago, I was in Vegas. Went to Fremont Street.
Did you go to an Oil game in Vegas?
No. I went up to the Stratosphere. I thought the Stratosphere was going to be scarier, but they made me take off my glasses, so I couldn't see anything. So it wasn't even that scary. Yeah, I'm like how many 100 feet in the like 500 feet in the sky on top of this building, or whatever it is, 800 feet in the sky, and you got these rides that are going over the edge. You have to drop a doom on the top of this tower. And I'm not even scared because I can't even see.
Like, this feels
I mean, it felt fun, but I wasn't scared or anything, which was lame.
Yeah.
And 6 years ago, actually, I was at a Los Angeles Kings game against the Edmonton Oilers with my boy Richard Smith, who's been on the podcast before. And that was the game where we clinched a playoff spot.
That was the last game?
That wasn't the last game.
Deciding factor game?
Was that we won that game and we were officially mathematically in a playoff spot for the first time. What was it, 13 years or something, right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we actually
forget about that Oilers history.
But we actually made it to the playoffs that year. Mm-hmm. And the way we got the tickets was I would always go to the Canadian Brew House, like when I didn't have cable, to watch the games because I knew that they gave away tickets to the people in the bar every single game.
Every game.
Every single game.
Every home game or every
single game.
Really?
They would give away tickets.
So
to just the people in the bar.
So 82 times
that night.
82 times a year you can win tickets to an Oilers game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. And I went all the fucking time.
How many times did you win it?
Let me finish my fucking story here. I went there so many fucking times. I brought Caleb there a couple times. We didn't win shit. The closest I ever came to winning was I won a. They were doing different draws. I won like a Atlanta Falcons helmet. They were giving away like NFL helmets and shit. And I was like, I don't care about this. Someone bought it off me immediately. He's like, I wanted that. He's like, I'll buy it off you. I'm like, sure, whatever. Bought it off me. And then the one time I bring my boy Richard, of course he wins. He's the luckiest motherfucker I know.
Man, that cat's
he goes to the casino, wins all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the deal was obviously if I win, I bring him. If he wins, I bring me. Mm-hmm. And it turned out to be like the game that we clinched the Stanley Cup, or we clinched the playoffs. And there was like Party Central, like people were honking on the horns. Yeah. And that was the year. Remember, like we used to drive around downtown in the Jag, sunroof open.
Cookham, rest in peace.
Yes.
Violet. She used every time we used to play any kind of hockey game. Every time we won, she went, my boy, let's go downtown.
Yeah.
Drive around.
Yeah.
And Rex.
I remember we did that during that year.
Yeah.
In the Jag, had the flags out the freaking sunroof.
Off the.
We still have those flags. We're gonna do that again this year. I just don't have none of our rides now have the fucking sunroof.
The sunroof.
So we'll have to figure something out.
Mm.
But you have your car going? Okay, well, dude, it's 3 weeks away.
You heard it. You heard it here first.
What was that sound? That was a what the fuck sound.
That was
3 weeks away, bro.
3 weeks.
What is that sound? Oh, you know what? Because the cord gets fucked up. One of our cords is fucked. Yeah, or it might be what's in there. Anyways. So that's 3 weeks away. Hopefully you have it going by this summer, or by this playoff run, bro. It's gonna be a deep playoff run, but it's only a month away. That's what I mean. Deep playoff run. Right, is your car gonna be fine? You have 30 seconds. It's not. Okay, we have to figure something out. We'll put it out the side of the window. And but I appreciate Joel being on. Looking forward to WrestleMania, the game tonight. And don't be too busy next week. We'll have you on again.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening and watching. Until next time. Peace.